Hello, and hopefully welcome back. Thanks for joining me. My name is Mark Mostalski, and I own Mostalski Coaching and Consulting. Today, my focus is going to be talking about some unique programs throughout the United States that can help you reduce the cost of college. Now, you're probably aware that there's a lot of things that go into the overall price and cost of college. Tuition, books, fees, housing, meals and food costs, transportation. All of those things add up, and all of those things go into what's called the cost of attendance that every school publishes on their website. Now, I'm not going to get into the overall discussion about cost of attendance, but what I'm going to talk about today is one way that you can reduce the cost of tuition. Remember, tuition is one of the components of the overall cost of attendance. One of the ways to do that is what's known as tuition agreement programs. So what's a tuition agreement program? Well, throughout the United States, there are 4 major regional compacts, and these are the Midwestern Higher Education Compact, the New England Board of Higher Education, the Southern Regional Education Board, and the Western Interstate Commission for Higher Education, or WICHE. Wow, there's a lot of acronyms in there, but those are the 4 major regional compacts throughout the United States. Now, why are these good things to know about? So when I grew up in Wisconsin, I knew that there was some kind of an agreement between Wisconsin and Minnesota, which made it that students from Wisconsin, if they chose to attend a school in Minnesota, they would receive what's called reciprocity. So reciprocity referred to the idea that students from Wisconsin could attend at in-state or reduced tuition pricing, even though they were from out of the state of Minnesota. There are all kinds of these agreements, these kinds of tuition agreement programs throughout the United States. So first of all, how do you learn about these and what should you know? So the first thing you want to do is explore if your state participates in any kind of program. One way to do that is simply search for the name of your state, tuition agreement programs, or go ahead and Google name of state tuition reciprocity programs. Of course, you should always talk to your school's guidance or school counselor, as they are probably aware of different state programs that your high school is a part of. Next thing, you're going to want to make sure you read all the fine print. There's always fine print. Make sure that you understand the eligibility requirements, when to apply, because they all have different deadlines, and how to stay eligible. So let's dive into these a little bit. So let's start with the Southern Regional Education Board Academic Common Market. So this agreement, there are 15 states that are in this agreement, and that includes Alabama, Arkansas, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, Virginia, and West Virginia. So those states have all come together and said that they're going to have some kind of an agreement for some of the schools in those states that, again, if you live in one of those states and wish to attend a school in one of those other states, you may be eligible for reduced tuition. How about the Southern Regional Education Board Regional Contract Program? Now, this is actually something similar to the first one I mentioned, but it's actually for students who are pursuing professional health degrees. So if you're interested in a professional health program, check out that regional contract program. Now, I live in Durango, Colorado, and the largest compact in the United States is called WUI, or the Western Undergraduate Exchange. WUI was created in 1987, so it's been around a long time. And there are 16 members with over 160 participating schools. Now, if you're interested in looking for a public school, there are no private schools a part of WUI. I invite you to check it out, because WICHE can end up saving you quite a bit of money off of tuition. Again, what WICHE is going to guarantee is that you pay no more than 150% of the in-state tuition, and some schools are even less than that. That can add up to a lot of savings. In fact, since 1988, WICHE has saved students almost $5 billion in college costs. So check it out if you live in one of the Western states. The Western Graduate Exchange is a similar program for graduate education. So if you're interested in going beyond your undergrad, that would be a program to check out. And then there's others. The New England Board of Higher Education's tuition break, again, is serving schools that are up in the New England region. That's Connecticut, Maine, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, and Vermont. And then the Midwestern Student Exchange is a similar type of program, right? Agreements that include states in the Midwest. That is Indiana, Kansas, Michigan, Minnesota, Missouri, Nebraska, North Dakota, and Wisconsin. Unfortunately, as of 2022, Illinois was suspended from the Midwest Student Exchange, but they might be coming back into the program. If you are in any of those states and you're interested in studying outside and going to another state, the tuition exchange programs are a great thing to check out. Some of them do incorporate some private institutions, but most of these are focused on public colleges and universities within the states that are a part of their program. A final thing I'll mention is that not every school participates. So for example, if you want to go to the University of Washington, they do not participate in WICHE, but the University of Utah does. Do you want to go to University of Oregon? They're not a WICHE member, but the University of Arizona is. So check out all the details, find out what schools are participating and if they're the right place for you. And it might help you save thousands of dollars if you choose to attend out of state. Thanks for tuning in. I hope that was helpful. And as always, reach out to me at mark@mastalskicoaching.com. That's MASTALSKI coaching.com. And I hope to hear from you soon.